All right, today we just got the new Gold Coast Bazaar, along with the Jesters Festival starting. So if you go to the Crown Store, the second tab over is the Gold Coast Bazaar. Has a bunch of stuff for trade bars, which if you're a little behind, the trade bars are the new event currency as well. So all the event tickets have converted over to trade bars. And so not only do you spend the trade bars on events now, but you also can spend them in this Gold Coast Bazaar store. So there's a few ways that you can earn the trade bars. First is just doing the events like normal. Doing your Jesters Festival dailies will get you 300 trade bars a day. You can also, once Season 0 starts on April 2nd, we will have up to 9,000 trade bars as a part of the free offerings Tamriel Tomes. That's the battle pass system coming. So April 2nd is when the tomes start, and then another 1,500 trade bars for the paid version. So every year, 36,000 trade bars for free, just by doing in-game types of different activities. So 9,000 trade bars every season, every 3 months. They also mentioned in the help menu here, you can earn trade bars through Tamriel Tomes, events, and the PvP veterancy track. So they haven't talked about the PvP track yet, really. I think they mentioned it in one of their previews, but haven't really gone through any of the details of that yet. So we'll have to see, but it looks like those will be the main 3 ways. I also noticed when I did the night market on PTS, when we did the trial boss, at the very end, I think the trial boss dropped like 100 trade bars or something, like, so that's like the equivalent of an event ticket essentially. So it looks like there's going to be different ways scattered all through the game to get those trade bars. But right now, as of March 25th, we're not going to have a lot of access to trade bars, not until the tomes come on April 2nd. Right now, it's just through the Jesters Festival. And then April 2nd will hit. That'll be the anniversary event, so you can get them from that, as well as the tomes. Just wanted to get that all out of the way because there's a lot of stuff in here that actually costs like quite a lot of trade bars. Like this house is 11,000. So I know a lot of people might be wondering, like, how the heck am I going to afford something that's 11,000 trade bars when we're getting like 300 a day from the events? So just wanted to clear that up. There's going to be a lot of different ways to get trade bars. And the overall idea here is not to just like give everybody all these things for free, essentially, like without having to do anything to earn them, when a lot of these were rewards for players for participating in certain events in the past. So you don't want to diminish the hard work that people put in the past for these things, or just, you know, diminish that people were around in the past and were here for those, you know. So some of this stuff you're going to have to spend some time working towards the trade bars to actually have enough to earn it. And I think that's probably a good thing. You don't want to have a 3-month period where somebody comes in and just cleans up every single thing in here and, you know, wipes out the last 12 years of free items in 3 months. So it's going to take a little bit more effort than that. And one more thing to mention before we go through these. This is just the initial set of items here. On April 2nd, when the Tamriel Tomes hit, they're going to put in more seasonal items as well. So I think most of these will probably be their evergreen items, they're calling them, that are always available. I don't know that for a fact, but considering they're adding more items with the season, I would assume that those are probably going to be the seasonal items that last for 3 months in the store. Most of these will probably just be here year-round. But with that all out of the way, let's just go ahead and look at some of the items. So first is Adornments. For 800 trade bars, you have the arrow, which I actually already have equipped on my character. Get the arrow in the knee here. We have the Miscarcund monocle for 650. The Soul Harvester earrings for 500. Then we have a variety of consumables. A lot of these are what you would normally see on the Impresario. So like the group repair kit is still 200. That's the equivalent of 2 event tickets. So the ratios are all still the same. Like nothing's really changed with that. There's just a few more additional listings on top of it. So you can get some experience scrolls, outfit change tokens, mimic stones, tripods, poisons, crown meals, your guild commendations like you could off the impresario, and then Alliance War XP as well. I probably won't be spending any of my tomes on any of this stuff. Like I'm gonna save it for the cosmetics, but it's there if you want, if you have some extras and want to spend it on any of that. For costumes, we have the return of the Breton hero, Elven hero, and the Nord hero costumes. These are 3,500 trade bars each. Cumberland anniversary attire is 2,750. Pretty nice. And then the Sailor at Arms is 2,000. And we have some customized actions. 2 of these are new. One is returning. The Frost Draugr Rune Gathering is a new one. The Mini Siege Mining, I really like this one. And then returning is the Gold Coast Recall. It was part of some event. It was a free reward given out. And so if you missed that, you can now get it. It's 4,200 trade bars. For the emotes, we have Ritual Casting for 800. We have Sit and Drink for 600. Skingrad Noble Snack for 740. Trumpet Solo for 670. Never mind, for 600. And then we got some furnishings. I'm excited to pick up some of these that I missed, actually. This one here is the storm control. You can change the weather in your house. We have a music box. Oath of the Keepers. Pretty nice. The statue of Molag Bal Harvester. These you can turn on or off. Pretty nice glowing effects on all 4 of these here. And then we have the Breton hero statue, the Elven statue, Nord statue. I missed the Nord one actually, so I'm really happy to be able to pick that up again. It's kind of pricey, 2,000 trade bars. So that's like 20 event tickets. But I think in the future, once I have a bit of an excess of trade bars, this is definitely one that I'm going to pick up. And then finally, the Target Ogrim for 1950 trade bars. We have a couple of hairstyles in here. The Draping Locks. And then the beard, the Old Salt's Chin Trinket. This is actually what I'm already wearing, so that's a pretty nice one there. So 400 trade bars for that one, 650 for the hair. We have a few houses. I can't preview these because I already have them. I think if you have not purchased them, you can preview them. So if you're undecided, you can definitely go take a look at it before you pull the trigger, because these are very pricey for trade bars. Like the Grand Gallery of Tamriel is 11,000 trade bars. That's the equivalent of like 110 event tickets. So like this is going to be quite a grind to get this one here. 9,600 trade bars for Kelasan Rune. And then Sword Singer's Redoubt for 8,500 trade bars. We have a couple of house guests. Mizik Thunderboots.
This one is Mizik Thunderboots.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Don't cause any trouble.
And then the Necrom Guard Marasso. So those are back. Some face and body markings here. These are actually pretty nice, most of them. So this is 600 and then 300 for the face markings. It looks like they're all in that range. Elder Tide body markings and face markings, and then the Rose of Tamriel body markings, face marking. All right, then we have Bella's Sweet Roll Stack Memento. Have a bunch of mounts in here as well. The Glowgill Guar for 4,000. Iron Orc Welwa for 5,100. Reset Brecca for 6,000. The Shoal Bear for 8,100. Like it says this is new. I'm not sure. Sun Gold Bay Thoroughbred 4,500. Verdant Tattoo Shorn Camel 4,200. And the Wayrest Vanner Pillion Steed. This is a multi-rider mount, actually. That one is 8,200. Then we have some outfit styles. So the Devella's Exaltation Armor Pack. I actually missed this one. I think this was part of a Golden Pursuit. Get the whole pack along with an outfit change token. And that one is 4,000 trade bars. Thurvakun Arms Pack is here for 3,600 trade bars for the whole pack. Pretty nice weapon pack here. I like that shield a lot. There's the staff. The Tree Sap Legion Arms Pack. They're a bit more mundane. The fire on them is actually just from my enchantment, not from... You can ignore my offhand weapon there. Yeah, this is what they look like. They're pretty plain. Some people might like these. I tend to go for the more flashy styles. Obviously, you can see my other hand, but yeah. And then the Mace of Molag Bal as well for 800. And then we have a bunch of pets here. The Anchorborn Pony for 1,600. Fledgling Griffin for 1,200. The Barnacleback Coral Crab for 950. Bruma Spotted Pig for 900. Chaos Ball Cohort for 900. The Green Torch Bug for 1,000. This was an old code giveaway, and then I think they put it in like a daily login or a Golden Pursuit or something like that. Dozen Banded Vardvark. Firebelly Shulk. This was another code giveaway. I gave away a few of those in the past. Now available for trade bars. Golden Honor was from the anniversary event in Amsterdam. This was originally a code giveaway. Then they moved it to a Golden Pursuit. Now you can get it here for 1,800 trade bars. Hot-Blooded Bantam Guar, 1,500 trade bars. This one was also a code giveaway for a while, I believe. Infernium Dwarven Spiderling. The Night Rose Veil Fawn. Noble River Hold Cinch Lion Cub. Pony Lizard. that one startles me every time. He's so big compared to the cat. A little bit of a jump scare there. Salamandrine Ponyguar. The Vampiric Dragon Imp. And the Viridescent Dragon Frog. Cute. And then finally we have the skill styles. So all of the skill styles from that big bundle they gave away for free, I guess it was about a year ago now. These are all returning. So there's a 3-pack for each class. Unfortunately, you cannot preview these. You can probably find this whole bundle. I think Eden actually did a video on YouTube previewing each of these skill styles from this original pack. So there's a 3-pack for each class. You can preview which skills, but you can't actually look at them. They're 1,500 trade bars each, so equivalent of 15 event tickets for each 3-pack. But if you missed that big bundle that they gave away, you can now go back and pick up these colored styles that you might have missed. So that's pretty nice. And then they also introduced a bunch of new ones in here. So we now have the Abyssal Impact Azure Blue. That's the flail on the Arcanist. Bone Armor Carmine Red. Cleansing Ritual Azure Blue. Dark Exchange Ruby Red. Frost Cloak Blazing Orange. Healing Seed Blazing Orange. Mage's Fury Ruby Red. Magma Armor Azure Blue. Molten Weapons Azure Blue. Radiant Destruction Ice Blue. This one I'm definitely gonna have to pick up. I'll try to probably get most of these. Definitely gonna get the Molten Weapons, but yeah, these three here will probably be like my top priority. Render Flesh Carmine Red. Runespite Ward Azure Blue. Siphoning Strikes Lilac Purple, and Strife Violet Purple. And then these are 500 trade bars each. So now that there's no cap on trade bars, it's going to be nice because as you're doing the events, once you have everything from the event you want, you can just start saving up for this kind of stuff. And between the excess trade bars from events, then the tomes that we talked about, starting in season 0, the 9,000 trade bars just in the free section of that. They said also in the help menu, the PvP veterancy track will offer trade bars. So looks like we're going to have a number of ways to earn these. Some of the prices do look pretty dang steep, like 11,000 for the Grand Gallery of Tamriel. I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I don't know if some of them might be a little too high, but I think there should be some that you have to actually like save and grind and work towards, because, you know, these were given to people for being here when, you know, at that certain point of time in the game's life, and as a thank you for being there, right? And so I think it's awesome. People can still go back and get these. They're not forever locked out of these items that they weren't there for, but having a bit of a grind to actually get them, I think, is probably for the best. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. So we have these new items here. Again, we'll have even more items in here on April 2nd. I think they said there will be over 100 items in the store once the first season 0 starts. And then we also have the Jesters Festival starting today too. So lots of cool stuff. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate you, Martinzi, for that Prime. Thank you. But that's gonna do it for this one. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all on the next one.